Welcome to 30 Days on Mount Desert Island, Maine. I'm Todd Dunn, and it is December 11, 2018. And today, I'm at Long Pond. Long Pond is actually a lake here on the island. It's sort of in a west-central part of the island. Right now, I'm about a mile or so west of Somesville. This is the biggest pond on the island, which is what they call lakes here. So let's take a look at the pond and I'll tell you a little bit about it. Right now, I'm at the northern end of the pond in the town of Mount Desert. This is a public boat launch. You can see the ramp right in front of me. And over here are the floats that are in the water during the summer. As you can see, the pond is frozen here on December 11th and has been frozen for a week or two. We've been in the middle of a cold snap, hasn't been above freezing for about a week, and that's all it took to freeze the pond over. Now, as I said, this is the biggest pond on the island. It's a couple of miles long and anywhere from, say, 250 yards wide to maybe as much as half a mile wide in places. And the pond is situated so that the western side of the pond is largely in Acadia National Park. And there is public access to the pond in the park, but the roads are closed for the winter, so I can't go over there now, unless I want to walk about 3 miles down a gravel road, which I don't. It's 27 degrees today, so it's a little cool for a hike. In this part of the pond, the northern end, and down the eastern side, it's mostly privately owned. At the extreme southeast end, there's more of Acadia National Park. At the southern end of the pond, way down there, is the Southwest Harbor Municipal Water uptake. So this pond serves as the water supply for the town of Southwest Harbor. So the water is quite clean, despite the fact that you can take a powerboat out here, and indeed, in the summer, people water ski here. The water gets warm enough for quite comfortable swimming, and it's really a very pleasant pond. But there's limited access for the public. This is one spot, the north end right here, where we have a town of Mount Desert boat ramp. There's an access point, as I said, on the west side that's in the national park, where you can get right down to the pond. There's very limited parking there, and you do have to drive a number of miles on a narrow one-lane gravel road to get there, but it's doable. And at the very southern end of the pond, there's public access next to where Southwest Harbor has its water plant. So, this is Long Pond. It's a very pleasant place. I have a friend with a cottage that's actually in an enclave in the national park on the west side of the pond. You can't see that area from here, but it's down there and it's a beautiful spot. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go down to the southern end of the pond, which is about a 10-mile drive from here, not because it's that far, but because of the way the roads go. And we'll have a look at Long Pond from the south. Now I'm down at the south end of Long Pond. I stopped on the way down here to take care of some business, and while I was doing that, the sun went away. It got overcast, so that's why it's so much darker than it was. And you can see as we look here at the east side of the pond that there are houses there, but not on the west side. That's because the west side of the pond is in Acadia National Park. And you can see right here close to shore, there's a little bit of ice, but then there's open water. And I don't know if you can see it in this video or not, but 300 yards up there, there's ice again. So there's just this little patch of open water today. So this is the other end of Long Pond. It's a very peaceful pond. There's a little beach right here that I'm at. Let me tilt down. You can see it, just a little sandy beach. It does say no swimming on the town's water supply building, but I don't know if that means no swimming over there or here. I suppose you could wade. There are several trails that go up this hill here. That's called Beach Mountain. It's quite a nice little hike up there, and there is a fire tower on the south end of it that you can sometimes visit. I have been up there some years ago, and on a day when the fire tower was open, and climbed right up and had a look. It's a very nice view. So you can see that we've got some fairly substantial hills here, you know, 400 or 500 feet high, with some cliffs, and it looks like there's a bit of ice on the cliffs. It rained about a week ago before this cold snap, so that formed ice on the rocks. So anyway, that's Long Pond. I'm sorry I can't get to the other public access. As I said, the road has been closed by the National Park Service because they don't keep it open in the winter. And it is December after all. It has been cold for the last few days, and there's been a fair amount of wind, and you can see that there clearly was a little wave action that washed water up onto these rocks and the plants here and formed these icicles. So Long Pond is not always this calm. So, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing another little bit of Mount Desert Island. And if you did, give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't, why don't you subscribe to my channel and click that notification bell so you'll know when my next video in this series comes out, which hopefully will be tomorrow. Thanks again for watching.